Are you dealing with stress? Guys, this is such a powerful video. I know it is because the last video about stress I made probably a year or so ago got a lot of traction. And that's all because I think it's something we're all going through. You know, when you're hearing people's problems, when you're hearing what they're doing and what their issues are, you know, whether it be employee stress, money stress, worried about the bills, worried about the payroll, worried about this, worried about the debt. If they don't have debt, still worried about the stuff that they have to pay for, trying to keep up with the things that you still have to pay for no matter what. And I truly think that it's a huge epidemic. It's something that I had someone leaving a comment the other day that I don't seem to ever be that stressed. I am stressed sometimes. There's crazy things that happen, you know, there's crazy stuff that you're always dealing with in owning a business. You know, you'll have rude, ridiculous employees text you and call you like about off the wall crazy stuff on their own accord late at night or whenever, you know, and it's like you already own a business where you basically work 24/7 anyway. You know, you're always kind of on call to a customer or to something or to some fire. And, you know, you just don't really get any respect for that, you know, and not that you should. But so a few things that really, really stick out to me is, you know, I've told the story a few times, you know, the reason, you can kind of see it in the back, it's my passion, you know, the track, the jumps, all this stuff. I've been doing a lot of riding lately, back on my motocross bike. But a lot of the reason that I feel like I may deal with some stress better is here. Let me get my face kind of, this light right here is crazy. It's blasting me right in the eyes. But, you know, a lot of my life I raced motorcycles, and the worst case scenario racing, when you line up to the line with 36 guys in a pro-am shooting for pro points to get your pro license, like the worst case scenario, the worst way that goes down is you die. That may sound a little extreme, but realistically, you could miss off of a huge jump, have people land on you, land on your head, break your neck. I broke my back in 4 places when I was 14 racing. I shattered 3 vertebrae. I broke a piece off of one. I dislocated my wrist. I broke several bones in my wrist. I chipped teeth. I can't remember if I already said I punctured a lung and had a severe concussion. You know, so that is real. Not walking or death is real. And I think that I dealt with that for such a long time and continued on for such a long time afterwards that I don't know, I feel like I have a little bit different sight on the world than other people. Also, you know, a couple years ago I had the wild heart thing that, you know, I had congestive heart failure. They were telling me that my heart may never be 100% again. I remember my second boy was on the way and holding my wife's hand crying, really thinking that this was the end because it felt so bad. It was so much more intense and so much worse than the day where I broke my back. So all of these things, I think, you know, it puts it in perspective, and maybe not everyone has that perspective. You know, some of my major pain points now are employees and money or this and that, you know, in the business. Things like, you know, cash flow is always, you know, we're still climbing, and cash flow can be a problem, and then cash flow can be no problem. Employees can be a problem, and employees can be no problem. You know, earlier this spring, employees were the biggest challenge I'd had this year because we added so many more than we had last year. And then we've turned it all around to where employees are not a problem and things are looking up. We've got less guys. We're doing more than ever with less guys. So I guess what it is you really need to find perspective on stress. You really, you know, Keith Kalfas asked me one night, we were talking, and he's like, how do you get past that scarcity, that fear mindset? You know, I kind of told him, it's like, it's not like I'm not afraid of stuff. I know that like I always come up with the answer. I always produce. I put myself in situations to produce. You know, I pull money off the table and make myself feel like I'm broke because that's what makes me drive harder. You know, I put a bunch of money in other accounts where I can't even physically see it. I can't even check without going to the banks. The couple of banks I do this with, you know, I count that as not my money. And so it pushes me and physically drives me to know I got to continue producing. We got to produce more. And, you know, so I don't think that the scarcity is necessarily a way, but it's something I focus on. It's something I write down in my planner. You know, scarcity is not a part of my life. I live a life of abundance, and money flows to me with ease without stress or worry. You know, it's a true thing that I focus on getting past and pushing through. And you have to have the correct outlook on it. You know, if you're staring at that money problem or that bill or this problem you're having, it's like when a car's wrecking. And if you're spinning and you're staring at the one pole close to the road, you'll hit the pole. Like that's how it works. Your eyes and your body push you towards what they're looking at. So I think you really, really need the right perspective on the situation. And as you grow, like in a business like ours, I need to continuously change my perspective on my stress. Because things that used to stress me don't stress me at all now. And what I deal with now would freak me out when I first started. So it's never changing, you know. The other thing in my life is like I've always pushed myself to the next bigger thing. Do something that I didn't think I could afford. Do something that I didn't think I was ready for. Take a chance. Just whatever it was, because it's always allowed me to continue producing instead of being fearful and not thinking I should do it and holding back. So I think correct perspective, and guys, it's okay to be stressed. It's okay. It's real. Know that it happens to everybody. I'm smiling all the time. I'm a really, really happy dude. You can ask my wife. But I'm stressed. Whether it's the employees, you know, one thing that kills me is like sometimes employees, we don't get this now. We had a lot of problems earlier this year and we don't have many of the employees we used to have, but employees not feeling appreciated or employees thinking you're treating them wrong even though their contribution to what you're doing is like, they don't even care anyway. They only care about getting what's for them. They don't give a rip about the business doing well in the future. You know, like I said, everybody has the cash flow struggle. I talk to friends about cash flow struggle. You know, I'm still in a part of my business where a lot of times there's no problem at all. And then sometimes I pinch pennies on it, you know, and that's a real thing. You know, I think you can talk to anybody and hear that. There's problems with crazy accidents that come up, damaged property, employees wrecking a truck, employee getting hurt on the job, employee, you know, get your HR stuff right, employee trying to take advantage of your business and maybe sue you. I don't know, you know, crazy stuff happens. I've seen it. I've been a part of most of these things, and it's all going to be stressful. It's a part of owning a business, and what happens to you in your life is all about how you perceive it. And if you can start perceiving all these challenges and these problems that are stressing you and giving you anxiety as what actually is going to mold you and create you and make you a better person in the future, then I really, really, really think that you're going to start having the right things happen. Because just like I said when I first started this business, if I had to deal with what I deal with now, I'd cry every morning. I've said that in like multiple videos. That's testament to, as these things don't happen to you, they happen for you. The guy that sues you because of some crazy thing, the customer that sues you, the customer that doesn't pay you, the employees that walk off the job, the bill that you get in or something that you get involved with that you can't afford. I don't even really know how that works, but you know, all these crazy things, they happen for you, to build you, to make you who you're gonna be. Guys, let's build, let's learn, let's have some stuff happen for us. And let's make sure these problems are always new, you know? There'd be nothing worse than saying, that I've got the same stupid little problem my entire life and business, or my marriage, whatever the case is. You know, I didn't even throw marriage into the stress thing, or kids into the stress thing, or the hobbies you try to do into the stress thing. So, you know, let's realize that stress is real, anxiety is real, and that we should continue looking for the newer things, because if you stress about one thing all your life and it never really goes anywhere, and that's only that one little stress, that's pretty bummed. I mean, that's a bummer. You know, we need new, bigger problems. We need to build our lives, build our businesses, build everything around us. If you're doing what I'm doing, you're adamant about building and creating, and it's a certain breed. You know, I feel like I'm a certain type of person. You know, you could build this, but I am driven. I will kill to get what I want. Guys, kick butt, keep building. Sorry I played it over another time. If you like this, if this meant something to you because you've been stressed out, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. I'll be talking to you soon.